Why, hello there, ladies, gentlemen, and friends from beyond the binary. You join me for yet another episode of Blue Prince. Now, today is a good day because we got to end the last episode on an absolute doozy. We managed to find the last sanctum key. We went down to the sanctum and we completed all of the 8 sigils, made our way to room 46, and therein we completed the 8 realms riddle. And behind the corkboard, question mark, we found none other than a clue, which presumably will lead us into the tomb. We were told, and bear with me, I should have planned this in advance. Room 46, room 46, here we go. Should be in here. Did I put it in here? Yeah, well, I only got the last page. I did make a note on the page, which is relevant, but I believe I put that in tomb? Did I put it in tomb, or did I put it in chapel? Chapel. Oh, this has just gone horribly wrong. Hold on. Let's try this again. Do I not have a tomb note? The tomb... No, must be chapel. But I'm pretty sure chapel is under red room. Ah, sorry. This is not going according to plan. This is it. So, this is part of the letter. And this is the final page of the letter. So, the big clue here, I think, is I hope that in due time and in the natural order of things, you will come to be content as I have with what little of herself she left us. And we were told, and I don't know if it's on here. No, we were told that there has been, we've been left the original manuscripts of, I believe it's The Red Prince and a new clue. And presumably this is the code to get in there, because this does not match what we know of. This is the normal layout. Rinna, Joya, Dauja, Vea, Mila, Lydia, Arinda, and Draxus. Whereas he writes them in a completely different order. 7, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So the plan is to try and draft the tomb and give this a go, because I think that's probably going to be the breadcrumb that will lead us into yet another mystery, especially if we're going to be looking at the original manuscript of a new clue. Very excited for this. We were also given a hint about Her Ladyship's chamber. That being that the diary within Her Ladyship's chamber, the key has been buried alongside the Lady Epson. And I'm going to guess she's also down in the tomb. So, ideally, we can get into the tomb. Pull the statue distance order. Okay, that was from the last episode. But also, bring a burning glass / igniting torch with me to light the candles. That's something we've been needing to do, but I've just not been going back into the tomb. So, if I quickly scroll down here, what can we remove before we dive in? So sanctum puzzles, done. Sanctum key, all of this, done. Oh god, that feels so good to be able to like just mark all of that off. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. So, I think without further ado, we just dive in. So, yeah, thank you for joining me. I do have a delicious iced coffee next to me with a pink straw. Yeah, it's a nice pink straw. So cheers, everyone. Here's to a good episode. Here's to hopefully getting the tomb at some point today. I believe we rested in the observatory. The idea being that we could gain an additional star and then use that star to get us closer to 50, which we can then utilize in... How much allowance do we have? 54! Wow. Oh! Another quest that just come to me. Let's put it here. Wait, if I do that, does that work? No? This has not gone according to plan. The note I wanted to put in... Oh, that's cool. Did I know that you could minimize them? Oh, wow. I didn't know you could do that in Obsidian. That's so cool. Sorry, I'm distracting myself. Mount Holly gift shop. Can I make that go back? Oh, what have I done there? No. Mount Holly gift shop. And then purchase blue tents. Because we do now have 8 trophies. So that's something we can finally pursue. Yeah. We're really close to figuring out the castle puzzle as well. If memory serves, we're 2 letters away. I'll double check that in a minute. Observatory, okay, we did not get the tomb today, which is fine. We'll go observatory. This is fine. What do I want to do today then? In lieu of me... Let's quickly have a look in here. Anything new? Nothing new in there. Let me double check, just in case. Nope. 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 Okay. I will also... I wonder if... do I want to spin this to see if there's anything new in there? I mean, I've got to, right? Hold on. Let's open this. Florealis looking really small at the top. Clavis, Southern Cross, Farmer's Apple, Slice, the 2 trunks, and Diamondus Miner. So now if we were to get Observatory again in the day, we can get another star, which puts us at 50. But I want that to happen on a day where we get Classroom. So until we get, until we get Schoolhouse, so we can then re-roll for the 9th Classroom. So let's spin this round, just in case there's something different out here when it's the outer room. One more. And then we want to run all the way up here. What if on the inside of this there is another part of the castle cipher? I would at that point I think I'd go into the comments and say pre-watched, pre-played. No, absolutely nothing. Okay. In a sense I'm happy because well, no allegations to fight off. Why can't I close the door? It can stay open. It can stay open. Huh. Okay. So, we're up to 49 stars. That's good. What do I want to do with the day then? Like, if I'm not going to the tomb, what is my next best option? We can try and get all of the chess pieces. That's something that's, I don't know, in the back of my mind. We wanted to try and do that, didn't we? There we go. Double checking just to make sure there's nothing sort of hidden around that I've missed. No. Okay. I do feel like I need to go over the things I've done previously now with a fine tooth comb. I don't know. Like, when did I really become aware of the castle thing? Not until quite late into the playthrough? Because we had to smash the wall with the power hammer? So I may have just overlooked certain things. Like, is there anything in here that just stands out? Maybe letters which are capitalized? Not that I can see. I can't believe it took me so long to draw a relation between denoted in verse and the S in Herbert S. Sinclair. That feels like a puzzle I'm really far away from maybe digging into. Denoted in verse. My only assumption is denoted in verse is an anagram? But I'm not doing that now. I'm not worrying about that now. So yeah, before I begin drafting in proper, let's have a look in here. So what can we do? We're not doing any of the outer rooms today. Mount Holly gift shop is a potential. We can try and draft loads of shops, try and gain some more money to go for the blue tents. Building a power hammer to smash the tunnel is another option. Or even the burning glass, ready for a potential tomb tomorrow. Yeah, I think having an idea in my mind about how I want to draft in order to get something really helps. Because I definitely had a few days where I was a bit like, well, whatever happens, happens. But I think you need to have an idea in your mind to guide the drafting, whether it's conscious or subconsciously happening. So, yeah, I think items, workshop, and a gift shop. So try and accrue money. Try to accrue money, and try to get items so we can hopefully make some stuff. There's also another potential trophy to be had there. We're missing 2. Walk-in closet. Yeah, let's go for it. Good position as well. What have we got in here? A key, some coins, and a gem. Oh, yuck. Yuck. That's an awful start. There is a black pawn in there. Let me make a note of that. It annoys me that this is in quests. I wish I'd titled this something different. Loose ends, maybe? Black pawn, Solarium Parlor dorm room, and it's also in the walk-in... Wait, is it the walk-in? Yeah, walk-in closet. Walk-in closet. Okay. Vestibule, Great Hall, corridor. Yoy, yoy, yoy. This is because of the Southern Cross, isn't it? Great Hall is a bit too early, I would say. We'll go corridor, and then I think I'll snake over to the east. Yeah, as many items as possible, coupled with money, I think makes the most sense. The mailroom, your package has been delivered. Oh, Oh, yeah, get in. Did I get any more letters? No. Well, listen, I'd love to say this was planned. It really wasn't. I had no idea, no clue that this was happening today. What day is it? 61? I remember getting it as well and thinking 61. Oh, shit. Yep, that completely slipped my attention. Does it say under there? Okay, sometimes you can zoom in, and by zoom in, I mean lean in. Sometimes you can lean in and make out the words, but you really can't there, can you? Cloister of Draxus, bloody hell. This early on? Let's do it. Let's do it. It's a really awkward spot, but I do think being able to get a couple dead ends here is fine. Utility closet, that would definitely help us. Yeah. Just because then security means that we can access everywhere. We can go to the foundation and yeah, we'll go utility closet. I've not always been the biggest fan of utility closet, but I think I'm beginning to see more and more the uses of it. I just feel like it's such a wasted room if I were to acquire a key card. But I think the guarantee, I suppose, that upon getting a... Oh, planetarium. Hallway closet. Let's do hallway closet. Another key and another gem. Okay. Yeah, sorry. The guarantee that upon getting a security room, you do have access to basically everywhere, pending you've got enough keys, is really nice. And what I like about, again, Draxus here, I still can't believe this evaded me for so long. I mean, it is... I mean, no, I was going to say it is hard to see, but it really isn't. Like, if you just look... Oh, whatever. I'm trying to come up with excuses for my poor observation, my poor perception. But I know none of these will land. Weight room, Great Hall, archives. Let's do... I don't like Great Hall at this point, but sure, we'll do Great Hall. It's annoying that we can't go... Oh, hold on. Can we use this? Yeah, something in here. Lockpick. Nice. Very good. Anything over here? Yeah, I think so. Lockpick again! Oh, get in. It's rare that that happens twice. Very nice. Sorry, my train of thought keeps stopping. It goes back to the station, then it leaves the station. I think oh, coin. I think having the dice from Draxus just makes it exponentially easier to draft. I can try and lockpick these. No. 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 This is what I get for getting too... Oh, there we go. That is the one door that I could not give a shit about. Never mind. Secret passage. We did want to get a shop. So I do like secret passage. Let's do it. We're looking for the Mount Holly gift shop. And then if we get 2 shops, we can then do bunk room, which will then just give us double the money. So hopefully we can afford blue tents. Here we go. Mount Holly gift shop. Nice. Okay. Time to see how much blue tents is going to set me back. Boom. 400. Oh my God. Oh, each blue room drafted on the 8th rank will contain a hidden blue memo. Well, that's tantalizing. Okay. Okay. 400 coins. That's not impossible. I really think we can do that in this episode. So let's go boudoir. I love the dice, so give me the dice. And yeah, if push comes to shove, we can always double our money with the bunk room later, but I think we want to try and get as many money-making opportunities first. So getting vault would be great, getting the treasure trove would be fantastic. There's so many possibilities for how we can accrue more gold before doubling. Coat check. I do want coat check. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go coat check here. There's nothing I can put in there right now, but I think just the existence of coat check is nice. And I don't mind there being another dead end there, because now we can just go down here and get like a big block. Hopefully. I'm debating whether or not we go back to Great Hall and try and draft out here. It will cost at least, well, at most 2, but at least 1 key. So if this one is in the middle, I'm going to guess it's this one. Because it wouldn't be in the middle twice, right? Ah, yes! Get in! Servants' quarters, conference room, dining room. We will go conference room. And then we can try and get another dead end here. Not treasure trove, sorry. Vault would be great. No? I mean, hey, I wasn't expecting to get it. Storeroom works. I mean, could this be the dead end day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've already got 6, guys. Like, there's some possibility that this might end up being the dead end day inadvertently. Just because of my really weird drafting strategies. Spare green room so we can chase up the side here. Ooh, broken lever. That is part of the puzzle if we want to make the power hammer. Very happy of that. There's my Florealis coming in. Drawing room, pantry, chapel. We do still have the bishop blessing, so the chapel is fine. And we do want to get another bishop so we can do the chess thing again. So let's go chapel. We're really going to be hanging on here by whether or not we get her ladyships when we go over to the west side. And office, of course, but I'm hopeful we can make that happen. Parlor, bedroom, commissary. If I go commissary, that would be the last shop we can build, and I might redraw here because I'd rather go up or have a T shape. Let's redraw. Gymnasium works because we have flipped off the lights as well. So it's between that and music room, but I think gymnasium. But then if we can get into here, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking this. We might get a key card for music room. I'm going to do music room. That might be a mistake. But I think the opportunity... Ah, there we go. All right. I feel vindicated suddenly in my decision. This does make me want to run all the way back, though. And... Oh, for a second I thought that was a different note. Denoted inverse. Am I looking for that mirrored? Like... Denoted inverse. It does elude me. That's an elusive puzzle. Yeah, so to get to Juraxis again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. God, that's a lot to go. That's fine. We don't need it, do we? Because... Whatever. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. It's more I'm thinking if we get security... Because I'd want to change it to high. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm high. I don't know what's going on. Passageway. We can afford to use some gems here. And then that gets us into Foundation. Now, I think before I go up to the higher ranks, we want to try and finish up the lower ranks. Ooh, that's not fun. Let's redraw that one. Redraw that one. We're looking for a corridor. I mean, vestibule kind of does it, but it just feels like such a waste of a floor plan. Let's do it. Let's go vestibule. And then we can try and go here. Of course it's locked. Okay. If you're locked, then I will go this way. Pool, commissary, furnace. We do have one room left in the locker room to get. I don't think I get any benefit from any of the other options there, though. But I'll go for it just because of the room potential. Do I have a hammer? No, we do need a hammer. I need to realign myself with my quest, and my quest is to get as many items as possible. So let's focus on that. Maybe I should have gone for commissary earlier. This stays locked. I would have thought that me walking back in would have unlocked it. I think I can afford the key. Office? Great. Yeah, there's the coins we want. It's 2 gems, and that puts us dangerously low. But the coins we would then get in the conference room would be so handy if we're going to try and go for the blue tents today. So let's go office. We can grab the gem from the safe, so it's not the worst thing in the world. And we do now have, I think, pretty much every chess piece apart from the queen. So if we can go and grab... sorry, if we can go and grab... Can I do payroll? Yes, okay. Then we will spread gold. If we can go down the western flank and get her ladyships, then I'm going to be so happy, because this is going to be such a good day, all in all, considering what we're trying to do right now. We'll do an experiment if possible. I don't want to get one which is like, hey, every time you spend 2 gems, because I've spent so many gems already that I would be really annoyed at the lost potential. So give me something different, please. When you draft a red room for each fireplace, we could do the mail room letter. And then maybe every time you draft a red room? I like that. I like that. Because I'm not going to be drafting many red rooms, but if I were to draft one, then hey, we at least get a little reward for having done so. Lockpick, nice. Mage chamber, bedroom, mechanarium, redraw. We want to be turning right. Pump room does it. It's a shame that I don't really get many benefits from the pump room. Rotunda would be great, but I don't want to use all of my gems, so we will go pump room. And when I say we don't really get many benefits from this, it's more so the fact that we've done everything we can, right? I can't drain the reservoir anymore because I'm not getting that experiment, so... yeah, oh well. Garage, darkroom, bedroom. Darkroom would get us a letter. I just don't like that we then wouldn't know what's coming below. I'm gonna redraw. If we go for the electric eel aquarium, then we can't afford to build another shop before we build bunk room. But I want there to be another shop. I'm torn between security and electric eel. Security to get more in the way of keycard doors. Not that it's a huge priority. We'll go electric eel aquarium, because that way, if we do get bunk room pop up in an advantageous position, then we can at the very least go for it, as opposed to just sort of sitting on our hands, because we do now have the 2 shops required to get the bonus. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Sauna, darkroom, pantry. Because darkroom is powered, again, I don't remember if that means... Look, I've switched it off, though, in utility, haven't I? I'm going to redraw it in the hopes that we get her ladyships, but that's so crap. I don't want to do that. Let's go pantry. It's more coins, bit of food, and then hopefully we can draft going right after this. The reason I don't want to go darkroom is then I wouldn't know if I'm drafting her ladyships or not, and that's the priority right now. Classroom works. Does use up a gem. But it does put me where I want to be going, so... yeah, we'll go classroom. I don't mind losing out on a gem. How much does her ladyship's chamber cost, actually? It's nothing. Okay, good. I had a sudden panic that it was like 4 gems or something. None of you go the right way. Redraw. Parlor does go the right way, and that does get us gems. Nice. That's good. Ooh, Ooh, and a coin purse. Nice. Maybe I can use you if we do actually get workshop today. Right. Here goes. It is time. Can I add +1 to the tally? This statement is as true as the white box's statement. The blue box contains the gems if its statement is false. So if you're true and you're true, this box's statement is both true and false. Impossible, you're false, it's in here. Because true, true, false. Nice. Okay. Throne room, reading nook, or bedroom. Throne room gets us access to room 46. And we do have one of the doors of the antechamber open. Not too bothered about reading nook. I think we'll go throne room. For the room 46 unlock, and occasionally there are items in here. And there is one in here, but my eyes are failing me. There it is. Couldn't see it for the life of me. Yeah, I want to try and get the crown of the blueprints again. Its power is so good, and we do have code check. So should we be unable to get anything from the workshop, which would suck, at the very least we can go do that. Right. I might start redrawing here. Because I believe, I'll double check. Nook, vault. I think we've got the nook. Maybe we didn't go for the nook. But we can get the nook. Got chapel, got den, got office. We've got an observatory, but that's outside, isn't it? Oh, okay. We've got parlor, study. We haven't built anything with a rook in. I don't know where the queen is. Where the black queen would be. Maybe I have seen the black queen? We will still pursue her ladyship's chamber. We can't go for commissary. Can't really go for bedroom. Dining room is not awful. We'll just do dining room. Yeah, because at least then we get the lunchbox. Which will help us. Because that'll be a free 10 steps. Will I come back and eat the meal? Probably not. Pool hall, sauna, bedroom. I'm going to try and re-roll for her ladyships here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Bunk room. I think we take bunk room. And we say, you know what? To hell with it. We're not going to be able to get the... We could go treasure trove, though. Because I need to double anyway. Sorry, I'm having another moment. I could go treasure trove. Coin purse would get us more coins. We would need to double when we are at 200 coins. We do still have 2 shops. Alright, I'm going to go treasure trove. I'm going to go against my initial idea. This means that we're no longer going to be going for the chess, which is fine. We're readjusting our mission objective on the fly here. That does now put us at 168 coins. So we need 32 more, which is achievable with Vault, for example. And then we can double with Bunk Room, and then we can go and buy blue tents. I will open this, because I don't think we've ever had this on the first rank before. All boxes marked by a sun contain memos that are true. And you are a sun. So I feel like this would have helped me when we went downstairs. And done the thing underneath the reservoir. But, yeah, I kind of brute forced that with a bunch of keys. Oh, I'm so happy about that still. That was a really fun episode. Being able to just completely roll over. Hold on, before I leave grade 1, is there anything in here? Anything in here? Like, what if there's something on the back of one of these easels? Like, I think the secret passage has sort of broken my brain. The fact that you have to view that door from the back to reveal the code for the castle puzzle. Like, they could be hiding anywhere. Anywhere, guys. I don't know. Oh, God. Okay, here goes. Here goes. Garage, study, West Wing Hall. I think in this instance, garage is fine. Gets us some more keys. It's powered, so we can go outside. What benefit do I get from that? Not really anything. Oh, I don't know. I'm tempted to go West Wing Hall. That's silly. That's silly. Study is also nice, just for the potential that we can redraft using the gems, but we don't really have many of them. Let's do garage, I think, just to sort of hit a home run in regards to keys and being able to access all of the rooms. So open that. There's nothing we can do. All right, let's go back. Did I dig that? I did dig that. Good job. Good job, Andy, from 5 minutes ago. Well done. You're so smart. We do have coins waiting for us over in the conference room. That's something we could run back to. We do have the steps for it. Let's do that. That might be enough. And then a bunk room is then sort of just a home run, right? We then go up to 400. I think this makes sense. Let's see. How many coins are in here? Is it going to be enough to get us to 200? Because if so, we can then start redrafting for bunk. Yeah, we're going to get the 200, aren't we? It's going to be close. Yeah, there we go. All right, so up to 200. All I need is a bunk room. And we are good to go. God, that feels good, guys. Come on. I know you're probably thinking, what, you could just smash open the keeper. No, I'm not smashing. The little piggy will live on forever, okay? Like, the only reason I'd ever break him is if he pissed me off, which I don't think is going to happen on account of him being an inanimate object. There we go. Stumbling over my words. I just feel so passionately about the poor boy. +2 dice. If you have 2 on the estate, gain an additional 4. We've not built the Geist bedroom. Let's do it. I'll take some more dice. What does it look like? Oh, yuck. Oh! It's Traxxas the Dread! And he's pointing over here. The reason I'm so obsessed with his pointing is we were told that the 8th angel points to our dreams. Whatever that means. Maybe it relates to what we've just figured out, doing the 8 realms puzzle, actually. Considering we are presumably going to be pulling his lever. Well, not his lever, his arm again, right? Ooh, another key. Watch me not get a bunk room now, just to really piss me off. Come on. We've got 5 dice. We must be able to do it. I can open these as well. Let's do it. Let's live a little. Unlock. There's 2 in the entrance hall as well. I don't know why we'd need that, though. Gems and... Ooh, nice. Compass and a treasure map. That's big. Okay, what room are we going to? Oh, phenomenal. We're right near there. Awesome. Oh, brilliant. Okay, let's go. Choo-choo. The keycard reader does not... That's really embarrassing that I just said choo-choo. Okay, hold on. We need to go all the way back. Oh, this is going to be troublesome, isn't it? Am I going to be able to do this? I think I'm going to... Oh, guys. I think I've dropped the ball here. We should be fine. I think I'm going to have to leave this way, though, in order to reduce my steps. God, this sucks. What a shit turn of events. God. We're going to make our way back to the beginning, through the cloister. Oh, God. Hey, look. I don't know how many hours I've got in this game at this point. You can probably figure it out by looking at the combined total of all of the videos in this playlist. If I had to guess, let's say we average 2 hours an episode. I've got to be like 60, 70 hours, I would say. Yeah, I'd say so. Let's say 65. If I had to guess. Should I open these while we're here? Yes. Can you get food in these? I don't know. I don't think I've ever gotten food. Maybe now's the day we get some food. A couple turnips. Ooh, car keys. How easy is it to get back to garage from Foundation? Pretty easy. I don't know what I'd like to see if we were to go back. Okay, keycard system on. There we go. There we go. Right, now let's leave and do it all again. Oh, God. Have I unlocked? We did get a new letter. Should we quickly see that? Simon, in case it's useful to you, here's a rough diagram of the steam duct system due to the ever-changing nature of the rooms on the estate. We ended up building the duct system to be quite flexible, and if you look along the ceiling in many rooms, you will find many of them have been outfitted with steam ducts. As long as you align these rooms together in an uninterrupted string, power can be transferred from room to room, even if the boiler room and its intended destination are on opposite sides of the house. Well, there you go. There you go. So yeah, it would seem to me that this letter experiment is sort of meant to represent or become an in-game game FAQs forum. So hey, if you're struggling a little bit with this puzzle, don't worry. We're going to give you a subtle nudge in the right direction. Which is nice, but when you consider that unlocking that capability comes from the satellite dish, no? Right? Unless I'm mistaken, I think that you unlock the additional experiments from the satellite dish. And I think that is one of the new ones, so presumably if you've gotten the satellite dish, you're probably aware of most of these things. So I can only hope that much like the classrooms, the deeper down the rabbit hole we go, ergo the more letters we have delivered to the mailroom, the more tantalizing the hints might become. So, right, let's go this way and try and get some food or draft a bedroom or just anything that's going to get me some steps. Nook would get us an additional chess piece, but I don't need that anymore. Let's go Dovecote. Just because then we can maybe go for a T-shape off of this, which will then bring us to the treasure room, which is one below the antechamber, and maybe give us an opportunity to go left. Redraw. I don't like that. There's the lab. I don't really need the lab. I want the workshop. Workshop would be nice. Oh, we're not getting lucky here. I think we'll go Rotunda. We've got enough gems that I think this is a fine play. Then we'll try and go this way. Planetarium, patio. Casino. Casino does give us money, but I think in this instance I'll go patio. The reason? I couldn't tell you. I just like patio. It's more that the Rotunda can bring us up into the top left-hand corner, so I don't need Casino to take me there. Kennel. Oh, there's her ladyships. Okay. Whoa. I didn't build Nook. There's still a possibility then that we do get the chess thing done. Is it worth me trying, though? Yeah. Yeah. I gave that a lot of thought if you couldn't tell. Sleeping mask. Ah, awesome. That's going to help massively with our steps problem. This we can't unlock, but presumably we can find the key somewhere in the tomb. Oh, I thought that was a new item, but it's just the pendant, isn't it? And nothing else in here. Okay, so I'm going to walk out, then walk in to get the sleeping mask proc. It only gives us like 3 steps total, I think, but it's 3 steps. Of course I'm going to take it. So yeah, if we get Nook, I think we've got everything to make it happen. Lockpick. Nope. Okay. Locksmith, nursery, bedroom. Let's rotate and then we'll put bedroom here, I think. Because that's going to give us 7 steps. No item in here. That's a shame. And I'm hoping we can get... If we get bunk room here, then it's phenomenal. I'll be so happy. Oh, for a second, I thought Servants' Quarters was maybe bunk room. Do I want to re-roll here of all places? Yes. Oh, get in. Bunk room. 500. I did not realize the double would proc the coin purse. We are up to 507 coins. Do you think that'll be enough for blue tents, guys? Do you think we've got enough coins? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, God, that feels good. Okay, so it's very easy for me to get back to Mount Holly's gift shop. So I think for the time being, we try and get the treasure in here. We can still get the crown of the blueprints. Is there a possibility that we can build a power hammer today? We don't have a battery and we don't have a hammer. But we do have the broken lever, which, yeah, whatever. Coryard is perfect for this position. So we'll go in here, we'll dig for the treasure, which should appear any second. There it is. Yep. Let me start digging, which I'm hoping is... There it is. Perfect. I think I'm going to go for my regularly scheduled coffee sip. Cheers, everyone. Oh. It's a very hot day, and that iced coffee is less iced than I'd like it to be. It's still nice, though. 545 coins. By Jove. So many coins. Casino, study, solarium. Or solarium. We do have 2 dice remaining. Let's go casino. Because I can actually do the 100 coin roulette. And we can still do the blue tents. So let's do that. We'll do the 100 coin wager. Will we find... I'm just assuming it's going to be red. I'm watching. I'm fully expecting red. Are you kidding me? I need... Masla, I don't know if you're already keeping track, but I need you to start counting how many times the roulette wheel has screwed me over. Let's have a look. Casino. Drafted 7 times. I think in 6 of those, maybe 5 or 6, we've done a roulette wheel, and it's just been shit. Every time. 2 keys remain. Commissary security. Security gets us the last chess piece we need. So we'll go security. This will then allow us entry into room 46. So let's go do that. Get the crown of the blueprints. Thank you. There it is. Now, you got to do that every single time. I say every single time. I don't think we need to do it again, but I'm now curious about drafting this outside and doing this again outside. Because the deed was out on the table outside, but here it was behind there. So is the deed moved out, or is it replaced with a different item behind there? I don't have the blessing of the monk today, so this is all hyperbole. I've got no idea. But something to consider. Oh, let me put that in the notes, actually. Quest log. Shrine. Room 46. Oh, wait. Sorry, caps lock. Room 46. Again. Check behind 8 realms. Right. What are we looking for in the final 2 rooms? That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know. Vault? Pool hall? What can I do here? Let me double check to make sure I do have all of the correct things. So, got security, got office, got her ladyships, got the den, got chapel, got the... Oh, I don't have the rook. Because we didn't build a nook. So we need to take vault. Perfect. Alright, there we go. We now have all of the chess pieces. Sorry, I jumped the gun there on whether or not I was ready. Turns out I was not ready, but now I am. And nothing new in here. Okay, so let's now make our way back to the Mount Holly gift shop. We should have enough steps to do the gift shop. Well, that will definitely help. Do the gift shop because we will be passing through the boudoir, which will then give us an additional 5 steps from the sleeping mask, sorry. We then drop off the crown in coat check, leave, and then make our way to the chest thing. Yes. Yes. That works perfectly. Okay. I've got to say, guys, not a bad day. Again, we've done 2 quests. Again, my self-proclaimed quests. We've done the chess thing, which I'd like to do. And I've also, well, I've not done it yet, but I will be doing it momentarily. We're also about to be doing the Mount Holly gift shop for the blue tents. I wonder if it's like retroactive. Let's have a look. Because it says blue tents. Each blue room drafted on the 8th rank will contain a hidden blue memo. Purchased. So, I wonder if that happens from today. The only blue room I've got up there is Rotunda. I could go back and try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can do that. Let's quickly check. Let's quickly check. Always this way. Sorry. Because when we unlocked the throne room, it said, starting from tomorrow, you will X. So I'm wondering, will the memo now be in here? Hidden blue memo. Do I need to spin this to see it? Sorry if I'm making anyone dizzy. Trust me. I'm getting dizzy too. No, I'm not seeing it unless it's on the floor. Hidden blue memo? I'm going to assume that it's something which will only begin happening from tomorrow then. Cool. Blue tents. I wonder if that changes what my tent looks like outside. We'll have to check that before we... we'll check that before we go down to the precipice. Okay, one more spin. There we go. Yeah, this has been so far a pretty chill episode. I've really enjoyed this. I just feel like we've made really solid progress. And I think the drafting has been good. Like, I went in with an idea, I knew what I needed to do, and it worked. So I feel great. I can't get over the fact that Coin Purse triggers off of the doubling from Bunk Room. That is incredibly powerful. That feels really, really good. So, let's check in the crown. Where's the crown? Crown. There we go. Check that in. Double check it's actually checked in. Yes, checked in. And then we'll make our way all the way back outside. We'll check to see if the blue tents are there. And then we'll make our way over to the precipice. And the plan is for me to go for, I think we said king. I'm going to get the king power. And then the next day, we get the chess power. I will then move to the bishop. I will double check what castling is, though, again. Because this is like, what, 2-3 episodes ago? Oh, yeah, look. We've now got blue tents. Is there anything different in them? Who is joining me is the question. Like, whose tent is this? Campsite. It doesn't change. Is there anything in there? Not that I can see. Whose tent is that then? Or do I just swap? Like in every I don't know, odd day I'm in this one. Every even day I'm in here. It actually doesn't. Oh no, there is a sleeping roll. Sorry. That's cool. I like that. I wonder what the blue memos will contain. Hints for puzzles that we're yet to do, or hints for puzzles that we've already done. If it's anything like the mailroom letters. Again, I'd hope that it would be for things that we're actively pursuing, as opposed to being things we've already solved. Just because to unlock the ability to buy the blue tents, there we go. You need to have unlocked 8 trophies, which in and of itself is quite a task, right? And would surely necessitate the idea that the player has done a lot in the playthrough. So, yeah, okay. I'm excited to see how that works. And if it's on a per room basis, or if it boils down to any blue room. Like if it's, I don't know, the den when on the 8th rank will have a unique memo. And the walk-in closet will have a unique memo. Like, do I need to draft every single blue room on the 8th rank? That will be time intensive. And that will be really hard to do. We'll need to use a lot of cloisters to make that happen. Right. Let's do this. Can I remember? I think chapel was there. Or here. Or there. Here? Okay. A little bit further up than I thought. The rook is top right. The office... No, this is the queen. The queen was... here. Here? There. God, one away. The king, I want to say, was somewhere like here. I couldn't tell yet. There. Okay. The knight was security, which is there. And the pawn, I think we can put away with here. There we go. Right. So, castling. Shall we quickly look at the website again? One moment. You'll probably hear my Opera browser open up. One moment. It should be loading. Is it downloading an update? Oh, no, here it is. Oh, and it's still on castling. So if I do this, you should see it load in. That's not worked. There we go. All right. As you can tell, I've not opened up Opera since we last did this. So, castling is a move in chess consisting of moving the king 2 squares toward a rook on the same rank, and then moving the rook to the square that the king passed over. Castling is permitted only if neither the king nor the rook has previously moved. Ah, okay. The square... I didn't know that. God, I don't play chess a lot. Me and my friends went through like a 2-month obsession with playing, what do you call it? Playing chess. So, anyway, sorry. Where was I? The squares between the king and the rook are vacant, and the king does not leave, cross over, or finish on a square attacked by an enemy piece. Oh, okay. So, am I moving... Maybe what I'm about to do will do it then. Because the bishop moving out of the way is a requirement for the castling to occur. Because it has to be a vacant spot, as it says here. Between the king and rook are vacant. It has to be vacant. Or maybe I'm thinking about this in the wrong way. Maybe we need to find a way to destroy the bishop. Because if the bishop is not there, then presumably we move either the king... God, what way would you do it? The king to the rook or the rook to the king? To sort of, what's the word? I don't know. My brain it's not cooperating. To bring the image to life? No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's have a look at this then. So, we need to remove the bishop. That has to be empty to castle. Unless it isn't this, and it is this. And we need to draft the king and the rook in a position where there's no gap between them. Or so they're next to each other. Hold on, go back to the document. Here we go. So when you've castled, that's what it looks like. The king and the rook on the other side of the king. And presumably, really tripping up my tongue today, if we were to move to C1, the rook would go to D1. I guess. Yeah. I think that makes the most sense. So how do I... Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn about if we're going down the right track here. Whether it... Move out of the way. Whether it is these... Like, do I need a power hammer to destroy you? And you're only ever visible in this moment here, aren't you? Do you accept this power? No. I need you to be empty. Oh, I don't know. Let's have a look at this again. So, right. If we were to draft the rooms in such a way, would I want to do it along the bottom? Like in a corner, maybe? So, king, either being in the bottom left or bottom right, and then the rook next to it? How hard would it be to draft the office down there? Not impossible. All right, bear that in mind. What I'll do is I'm going to take the king power. Each day may choose a color. Rooms of the chosen color are more likely to be drawn. Perfect. That, weirdly, that works really nicely with the blue tents we've just acquired. And then they disappear. What if there is a TNT item and we need to go bishop, put the TNT item in there, light it, boom, explosion. Is it me or can you see underneath? See that? It doesn't perfectly connect. And that doesn't happen for... Oh, it happens for the knight. Is it the knight in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isn't that strange? That you can see the knight under there? And you can see the bishop? That's strange. Anything we can glean from that, maybe? Alright, no, I'm waffling on too much. Let's call it a day. Do I have anything else to do? I don't think so. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's go for another day. We will call it a day there. Yep, I'm happy with that. And then while the day is ending, let me make my way back over to the notes. Go to quest log. Where is Castle Puzzle? Pick the King Power, then pick Bishop Power on the following day. Underneath that, we'll put, can I destroy the bishop? What if you hear me out? What if you destroy the bishop chess piece by destroying the Keeper of Tithes? That's like your punishment, is you can't take the bishop power anymore, but you need to do that in order to castle. Because if I'm doing king to bishop, it could also be king to knight. Hold on, wait. It's for... Hold on. Look at the document again. So, we're doing the white pieces at the minute. And that wants us to move to a knight position. But the knight is on the other side with white. Which makes me think it's not moving to bishop, it might be moving to rook, or rook to king. Oh, I bet I've done it the wrong feckin' way. Okay. Let's shut that. Shut that. Let me make a note. Can I destroy the bishop? Keeper of Tithes? Question mark. Next up, can we draft office next to... what are we looking for? Rook. Nook or vault? That's not impossible. Next to nook or vault. Ergo, castling? Question mark. Yeah. Right, let's go again. Let's go again. No farting around. Garden Castle of the Dead. Amazing. Go. Save and continue. While we're here, little plug for the Patreon. Guys, these episodes are not monetized. At time of recording, we are on. Let's have a look. It'd be funny to look back on this in maybe a year's time, whether or not this has changed. That would be awesome. As of time of recording, we have 607 subscribers on this YouTube, which means I'm unable to monetize my videos. So the only way I'm able to make these and, you know, create the content is thanks to the support over on Patreon. And if you are a Patreon member, you also get early access to these videos. Amazing. Isn't that good? And trust me, there's plenty more on the way. We'll do puzzle games, but I've got ideas about dipping my toes into some RPG experiences. Root cellar, hovel, tool shed. What's the plan for today? Chess, but also I did want to try and draft blue rooms on rank 8. Did I put that in the quest log? Well, let's delete that. Open up throne room. And then I'll put a new note in. I don't know why this is like broken. Why does that not let me have a tick box for that? Oh, whatever. Sorry. It's getting annoyed at the note-taking system. Let's copy that, paste that. Sorry, like this. That way, hopefully that'll format it correctly. Yes. So, blue tents. Draft blue rooms on the 8th rank for blue memos. And then I'll track which ones we've been to here. But obviously, we've not done any yet. So I think today we'll go tool shed. Which one of these? I think it's root cellar, isn't it? That has root cellar has the family tree. Hovel. No, we'll go tool shed. Oh, that is huge. Okay, shovel and a sledgehammer. Today might be the day we get the power hammer back. Oh, come on. I'd love if we have 2 episodes back to back of just succeeding in what we intend to shoot for. So we're going to try and make the power hammer, which will allow us to continue on our adventure in the tunnel. We want to get the chess again. And I want to build blue rooms on rank 8. The foundation would help with that, you know. If we get a really early... Oh, look! Permanent additions! Blue tents. Ah! Cool. I didn't see that down there. Den gets us our first chess piece, so we'll go for Den. The Den is still one that perplexes me. What's going on with all these clocks? Is there a relevance to you? How many were there again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that really? I thought there was more. 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we do have another hint from Room 8 about this being a sloth's environment. Laboratory. We could get the early keycard unlock by connecting to the security room. But we are going to hopefully build security anyway for the chess piece. I do like parlor. Let's go parlor. I guess I need to be careful to not draft too many blue rooms now, because by the time we get to rank 8, we won't have any. The empty boxes both have false statements. The blue box is false. The white box is empty. Empty boxes both have false statements. The white box is empty. False. Let's make you false. The blue box is false, which is true. The empty boxes both have false statements. Okay, this is where it gets tricky, because if you are false, then you're true, because the empty boxes both have false statements. So if you're false, then for you to be false, this would be true. The white box is empty. And if you're true and you're false, then you would be... Hold on. Do you have to... Oh, why are you doing this to me? I was having such a fun day. The empty boxes both have false statements. Okay. So for you to be false, the empty boxes would have a true statement on. So it would be the empty boxes both have true statements. Empty boxes both have true statements. The blue box is false. The white box is empty. So there is a mini paradox of sorts here, because if you... empty boxes both have false statements. But I think you are... For you to be false, then you would be... Then you would have the gems. Under the assumption the blue box is false. Okay. Let's say you are true. The white box is empty. Let's say you're true. Well, no, let's say you're false and this is correct. So we've got true, false, and then true. But then that can't be, because both insinuates there's 2 false. And at this point, we've got 2 true, 1 false, which cannot be true. So I think you have to be false. And the empty boxes both have true statements, which would mean true. 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 Blue box is false. The white box is empty. One to buckle my shoe. 3, 4. Buckle some more. I don't know which one to pick. Let's go with this one. Boom. Please be right. Guys, don't care. Don't care. My brain cannot handle it right now. I can already hear you typing. Andy, would you like the answer? No. Don't tell me. I'd rather go to the grave not knowing. My day is ruined, guys. I was having such a good day, and now I'm just miserable. Let's go walk-in closet. We're looking for items to maybe get the power hammer. Got a key? Ooh, and a key card. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's awesome. Okay, my day is suddenly much better. Security. Not today. Not today. I might honestly go for hallway closet because we get an additional item. Okay. It's not the broken lever or the battery I was looking for. Hopefully we can draft a Cloister of Draxus today. And a good place to get it would be off of the next entrance hall. So we get corridor here. Foyer works. We'll go foyer. If we now get Cloister off of this, I will jump for joy because it's a perfect place to get Cloister. I shouldn't have said anything, and I maybe could have gotten it. All right, let's do conference room. I think a good central position for conference room is nice. And we'll then come back here, and we will go eastward. Reading nook. We do need nook for the chest, so we'll go reading nook. Oh, guys, I've been an effing idiot. We missed out on the book, didn't we? We missed out on the book yesterday. Unless it appears today. Oh, it does! I've not been an effing idiot. The Curse of Black Bridge by Redford Ewing. Taken up by me. Ooh, okay, let's have a read, shall we? Forward. The legend... Hold on, before I begin reading, let me have a little sippy sip of the not-so-iced coffee. Yeah, that's lukewarm. The legend of Black Bridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm. For versions of this tale have been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colourful, more verbose, and as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I've heard dozens of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet, the more I listened, the clearer it became there could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Black Bridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me as a boy long ago. Part 1. The Berry Picker from Oris. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst, and for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, high road robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take any easy road out. An easy and well-travelled road, paved with temptations, leading out of the city and into the gentrylands where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Black Bridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, that notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances, that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned to the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while the others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Black Bridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest tree tops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jesper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worrying of being chastised for tarrying upon his return. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way Jesper had passed by many a familiar brush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even patience has its limits. He was confident that even accounting for the time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves deemed as numerous as stars in the skies. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket, and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. A carriage! A carriage is approaching! The thought of it made Jesper freeze. Had he been so enchanted by his discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings? How could a roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept toward the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment more before the sound source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by 2 beautiful white horses and conveyed by a stern-looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jesper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without ever having witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jesper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy he pulled the reins with such effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt with precise control. "You boy, get out from behind that bush," he shouted with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. "You startled me half to death. Come around the bend of my own drive and me seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought to be no face." Jesper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behavior, not dashing through the bramble and mud. I was picking berries." Jesper raised the half-filled basket up to allow the driver to see the proof of his words. The demeanor of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expressions on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the Unholy Hounds picking berries seemed farcical. The softened expression even made allowances for a smile. Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy." Jesper took his cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. "I know, and what luck I found them. I've only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me 4-fold the time back home to procure this number." The driver bent down for a closer look. "And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far." Jesper replied with a scripted response. "A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods." "My God, that is far. You couldn't have come all that way only this morning." It was true. Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite direction that Jesper had travelled. And while that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Black Bridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. "Sir, I've travelled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for a prize such as these. Surely you have tasted them for yourself." Jesper felt happier with this response, as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. "In my youth, often. But perhaps I took it for granted, because I never had to travel very far. And even then, my father would always drive us here in our carriage, so I'm ashamed I never had to walk with such a stretch to earn an equal reward." It was Jesper's time to smile. "Then let my efforts reward us both today." He raised the basket even higher. "A taste in memory of your youth, sir." The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket. And at the moment his fingers touched the first berry, the dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drawing blood. Jesper caught the man's startled eyes. "And for that taste, I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth." The driver's arm had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he had ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jesper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. "Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause, though I will admit the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me." Unable to find a purse in the man's coat, Jesper pivoted to search the seat under him. "Why have you no purse upon your person?" The driver slowly raised his hand cautiously, pointing toward the carriage door behind him. Jesper lowered the knife's edge a small degree to allow the man to speak, which he then did in turn softly. "There's a lockbox in the carriage." "Well, come down then and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands. A concession, I assure you, of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat." The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat of the carriage. Once down, Jesper guided him away from the carriage to a nearby tree where he instructed him to get back on his knees and put his hands behind his back. Oh. Hold on. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jesper while he figured out how to adequately bind him. The smile and kindness Jesper had seen on this man's face, now nothing more than a distant memory. In their place, cold, dark eyes displaying no emotion. "I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you are showing me?" Oh, no, this is him saying it, sorry. "I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you're showing me?" Jesper stopped, surprised by the question but ignored it, secured the final bindings and then hastily returned to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. "If there is no lockbox, there will be no clemency." Inside, the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jesper had suspected. The driver of this carriage was not a liveried servant in the employ of some greater master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage's back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jesper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it out into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, two observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all four sides of the box hinted that the box was very old and likely not created by Arindian hands. It reminded him of artifacts from the old world and was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Oh, there it is. Moving on. All right, moving on. Knowing it was called the Curse of Black Bridge and then the lockbox, I thought, hold on a second, this is all sounding a bit too familiar. Secondly, the box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock and would not open easily without a key. Jesper looked over to see the driver quietly observing from his indentured position. "Do you perhaps have a key you can provide me to open this box?" Without emotion, the driver replied, "There is no key to open that box." Jesper stood up. Easy enough then. He headed over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it back to the box. If there was ever a time when that lock had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone had completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy. Oh, a crude figure chiseled from stone? Guys, are you thinking what I'm thinking right now? Let's keep reading. Without too much deliberation, Jesper bent down and picked it up. somewhat surprised how heavy it seemed given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questioningly to the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile had once again returned. "You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone!" Deadly is the stone. Deadly is the stone. Sorry, I shouldn't be gloating about the poor boy. For deadly is the stone. You have opened that which should never have been opened, and you are cursed. Jesper carried the effigy over to the man and shoved it in front of his face. "Oh, what is it?" "That's one." Feeling his disappointment rising to anger now, Jesper tightened his grip on the effigy. "One what, you mumbling agentor? 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 A little bit of Arajan, we'll have to make note of that. And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person?" The man did not seem intimidated. "One pace." He paused for effect. 12 more and you'll be dead. He only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. That's good writing. Jesper looked down at the sculpted stone figure, now splattered red. 12 more. 13. Unlucky number 13. Now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had of course heard stories of curses and had never doubted their validity in the past. But now that he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And if he was cursed, what difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing of the chances of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live maybe another 3 or 4 days, maybe more given the abundance of nearby berries, a plan that if we ignore its obvious faults might provide additional opportunities to for help to come along. But what good would that do? To be discovered here beside a body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries and raving about a curse that could very well not be real. No. It would most certainly be better to face one's fate now. Take a dozen paces and see if life goes on. But Jesper found his legs unable to make that first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked about him for a solution. And if, by some stroke of luck, the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him, as if he found himself suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him, the answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4. Perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat as that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task too great to chance. And so, after a profound breath, he took his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realized that he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox, whose typical function oft secures objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of destitution, Jesper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand to let go. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said aloud, to the horses seemingly, Jesper took up the reins with confidence. Part 2. Below the Black Bridge. Miller awoke to some light nudging from a familiar foot. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her in such ill-mannered fashion. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in the darkness, but did not say a word. He nudged her again, teasingly, then stepped back into the dim. After taking a moment for her eyes to adjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered. She was on 3rd watch today. Quietly collecting her things and wits, Miller turned as she left, waving to her young friend, who was more than likely already asleep. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful not to look like a sleeping bandits around her, like a hero in a book, she often mused. Quietly, she grabbed a bow from the haphazardly formed pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver in the darkness to assess how many arrows it held. She then walked toward the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. Above her in one of the few trees found in the canyon, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted. She waved and Ravia waved back. Calling out to each other was strictly forbidden. Anything louder than a gesture in the canyon was forbidden. When Miller reached the tree, Ravia lowered a braided rope and pointed to the ground behind her. Miller turned, following the finger, and saw a pail of water resting beside a nearby log. Ooh. She turned back to Ravia, nodded, and secured the pail to the rope. The pail went up first, and in turn, Miller followed. Ravia reached across to grab the water. Miller leaned back to give her space. There was not much room for maneuvering in this tree post, a necessary concession for the concealment the outpost demanded. Ravia tilted the pail up to her mouth dramatically, illustrating how thirsty she had been. Miller laughed silently as water poured out, splashing onto Ravia's face. It was a bit too daring and noisy of a joke, and had the others been around, they would have certainly been scolded for the unwarranted sound. But Miller appreciated the efforts Ravia took to verbalize the silence of the morning. They had been on the third watch together for over a month, and during that speechless time their friendship had grown into something special. Affection was unsurprisingly scarce among the unholy hounds. She had felt camaraderie before, of course, but intimacy never. From their elevated vantage, the girls could see both the concealed entrance of the cavern as well as a clear view of the bridge that spanned across the canyon. Black Bridge was the link between the Gentry lands and the northern mountains. The overpass that connected Oris and Reddington to the city-faring travelers of the realm, the bridge was an unavoidable crossing. In the day, the task was to ensure that travelers passed by without stopping. At night, the task was to ensure that they do. Like most of her band, Miller preferred the night. The biting glare of the sun might be tolerable to farmhands and bricklayers, but to a cavern-housed bandit, it was a source of constant annoyance. In the day, there was no shroud to conceal her expressions, nor to hide her thoughts. She felt exposed. Ravia touched her elbow and pointed up. Miller, striving to suppress a budding smile, subtly shook her head in response. There were many signs that the unholy hounds used in lieu of words, but the two of them had developed an extended vocabulary. Gestures quietly forged in the shared solitude of their mouth among the branches. Or their month. I was going to say their mouth. Their month among the branches. What a Freudian slip. She watched as Ravia shifted, placing her palms flat on the floorboards beneath them. Miller knew what she was trying to say, but shook her head a second time. It was often more fun to pretend not to understand. Ravia rolled her eyes and turned away, looking back to the canyon. Squinting through the leaves, the two girls held still, watching and listening. It was not long until Miller too heard the sounds of approach. Ravia held up two bent fingers, and a few moments later, two men emerged from the bridge's southern end. They were dressed in a familiar uniform, long grey coats with black facings, white waistcoats, and black tricorn hats. They belonged to the local patrol, the Black Guard. Although not an everyday occurrence, their presence at Black Bridge wasn't an unusual sight. It typically indicated an important traveler's impending passage across the bridge, information that the girls would promptly relay to their leaders as soon as the coast was clear. But this report, while exciting, was rarely acted upon. In Miller's 5 years in the Unholy Hounds, she had never once seen a carriage taken in open daylight when the Black Guard was nearby. The men had nearly reached the bridge's north end when Miller heard the horses, faintly at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. Ravia's eyes met Miller's, the same concern mirrored in each other's expression. This did not sound like the typical carriage. Cautiously approaching the bridge to cross, instead of the familiar crunch of the high road's gravel, they heard the harsh clattering of hoofbeats against stone. Both girls quickly redirected their attention. Downwards, looking through the foliage, the sounds were not coming from the high road, but from the canyon itself. The horses were coming from below the bridge. In an instant, Miller had nocked an arrow and drawn her bow. Go! Ravia was gone before the whisper had even left Miller's mouth. The young scout was already sliding down the bank below, racing toward the cavern. There was no road that ran below the canyon. There was no reason for numerous horses to be approaching their cave. There was only one reasonable conclusion, and both girls had reached it instantly. The base had been compromised. This was a Black Guard attack. The moment the horses came into view, Miller let loose her first arrow. She was surprised to see a carriage. She had expected cavalry. Before she even finished processing that thought, her second arrow was in the air. Without a trail, it would be unthinkable for a carriage to traverse such rough terrain. Yet she watched as the wheels jolted over the rocky riverbed. A third arrow was now in flight, and there would be no need for a fourth. The driver slumped over just moments before the vehicle dipped into the small ditch, slamming into an embankment. The force of this sudden halt immediately shattered the front two wheels and catapulted the driver from the seat. Utterly confused now, Miller quickly glanced over her shoulder to see if any horses were also approaching from the rear. Down in the canyon, the entire horde of the Unholy Hounds came spilling forth from the earth as if hell itself had suddenly sprung open. The group seemed even more bewildered than Miller, half asleep and tripping over one another in a desperate attempt to engage an unseen enemy in combat. Miller could see Ravia among their number, the only one looking up at her. Her expression was chilling. There would be no need for a silent gesture to convey what they both now realized. They had made a mistake. The gang's chieftain, Jeffrey Heartslasher, what a name, led the others, cautiously approaching the crashed carriage, like a suspicious fox would near a baited trap. There was no words exchanged as the group crept forwards, in customary silence. A dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage lay the far-flung driver, an arrow protruding from his broken body, and beside him, a blood-stained effigy carved from stone. I'm gonna have to... Oh, I know we're in the middle of the story. Classroom? Did I put it in here? Does that look like it? Guys, I think it does. I think it does, you know. So that's the stone. It's in the cursed chest out in the shrine. Holy shit. Okay. Let's keep going. Miller was inconsolable. Jesper had always been her favorite. He'd always shadowed her in the night, clinging to the hems of her every move, the way a child tails behind an older sibling. Tender-hearted, she had always called him, though deep down she had known that wasn't quite true. His appearance of gentleness concealed a raw, resilient durability that emerged in the most perilous of situations. He had been a flower among the nettles of this cave, but he still had thorns, honed by a grim past and 100 hands of misfortune. They buried him in the darkness, in the back of one of the larger cavern rooms. He was interred with a berry basket and a silk handkerchief that he had treasured. The mysterious effigy they had found beside him served as a distinguished gravestone, a marker that stood out as somewhat special among the rows of similar swords marking neighboring plots. No one spoke, not even in whispers. There was nothing to say. And look. Look at that. So there's the effigy. And then there's the Arindan sigil. Miller awoke the next day to a thunderous shaking and rattling of the earth, a far cry from the playful nudging of the previous day. She strained to adjust her eyes, but the choking sting of stirred-up dust caused her to flinch. Panic was also in the air. The sounds of scurried footsteps and clattering feet filled the space around her. But even in alarm, the silence was louder. What was it that sounded so strange? Miller closed her eyes tight and used her feet to guide her along the passage. The whispers around her were getting louder. The intense voices could be heard ahead. Louder speech than she had ever heard spoken in the canyon. A growing dread grew as Miller approached the mouth of the cave, her eyes now open wide despite the dust. Shouldn't it be day? Miller felt a hand in the darkness, pulling at her. It was Ravia. The two embraced, and Miller did not need to see her to understand. Ravia placed 2 bent fingers against Miller's cheek, and with that touch against her face, Miller felt the same sinking feeling from the previous day. 2 bent fingers confirmed what Miller had suspected. The girls had forgotten to relay one critical piece of information to the others. An hour or so later, the screams began, blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Fodrick Lee of the Black Guard looked down from the ridge of the canyon to the collapsed entrance of the cave. Ha ha ha, he grinned. Now they speak. Wow. That was incredible. I really, really enjoyed that. I'm annoyed I don't have a magnifying glass. Notice, okay, the only other big thing that I think we can glean from this, obviously we've got the effigy, which is seemingly the stone, considering the driver says, you are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. Matches up with the garage thing. Let me take a picture of this. But the other thing which comes to mind is the cloak that was being worn by Jesper. Let's go put this with deadly is the stone. There we go. So let's chuck that down here. Stone inside the cursed chest. And then underneath, 13 steps, then you die. How do I deal with that? Say we draft Oh god, how do we deal with that? How do we deal with that? If we want the stone, but we die in 13 steps, I'm assuming it would go by game logic. Lose a step every time you enter a room. Ha. Yeah. Okay. Right. Sorry. The other thing I was going to point out is the cloak he's wearing matches up with the information we get from... I'm going to take a picture of him here. I know it's a bit not very gratifying, is it? Let's go back to here. Cloak. Black Bridge Grotto. Castle Cloak Court. Castle Cloak Court. Cloak of Jespar. Wielder and Cursed One. Cursed. Wielder of the cursed... what did I describe it as? Was it a totem? Or an effigy? Or do they just call it stone? Effigy, stone, it's referred to as both. Wielder of the cursed effigy / stone. And then airy, or meant future in Arajan, Castle Cloak Court. So if that's the cloak, question mark, castle would be presumably the castle we can see beneath the estate. And court would be the throne room? Court, throne room, castle, the ruin beneath the estate. How do these come together? There you go. Sorry, I realized I didn't show you. I'm really hoping we can get a magnifying glass. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you didn't mind my reading aloud. Treasure trove, dovecoat. What do I want to go for? Weirdly, I think treasure trove. I don't know why that's weird. Because coins are always a nice thing to have. But yeah, I think we'll go treasure trove. It's 5 more coins next time we draft it, which is always going to be fantastic. And now we can go for another dead end. What was my quest today? I've been so sort of bewildered by the library. We're trying to do the... why has this not happened? Oh, blue? Ah, there we go. I didn't realize you had to click it. That's cool. I want to do the chesting again. So we can do this. We've got the nook. We've got the den. Got the parlor. Her ladyship's chamber will still be difficult. We do have the key card as well. If we can get items for the power hammer, there's coat check. There is coat check. I'll take that. We'll take the crown. Retrieve item. Okay, let's go this way. Guys, how does this game just continue to have more content? Like, I thought after Room 46 there'd be some loose ends, and then that sort of became its own beast entirely. But I thought after that maybe it would begin winding down. I feel like just every day it's more and more and more. Like, hit the brakes. Jeez. Give me the gem, and then let's go over here. Don't really like that we've wasted a doorway there, but it is what it is. We could remove the electric eel. I'll redraw the free one. Storeroom or study? Let's go storeroom. We're lacking a little bit in the gem department, so any more gems we can get would be great. So yeah, we need office, chapel, and her ladyships, which should be doable. We'll try and go up here and then left. Workshop. We need you. Give me a battery. Okay, we're only the battery away from being able to make the power hammer. Oh my god, could you imagine? Could you imagine if we actually got battery? Holy shit. Okay. Come on, guys. Let's do this. Study, pantry, dining room. Don't like that we're running out of doors here. Let's go dining room. We can always go over to the foundation and open it up with the key card, so it's fine. There's always a way to get back into this. Electric eel aquarium. I will take you, I think. Attic might have a battery in. We can still get to the foundation later. I'm doing it. I'm going attic. I need the battery. If we can get a battery in here. Oh, we actually got it. Okay, and we got the magnifying glass. Okay, guys, today is an amazing day. This episode is maybe we'll go over the allotted 2-hour limit that I kind of wanted to have. I can only apologize for delivering you so much content. Let's grab the metal detector. Oh, God, this is so good. Right, so... what order do I want to go in? Do I leave now? No, I think we exhaust this, and then as we leave, we build the power hammer. Build the power hammer. Inspect the book in the library. Leave foundation. I think that makes the most sense. Mail room, kennel, pantry. Let's do kennel. Kennel. Because we do have a shovel. Yeah, we've got the shovel. And we can pet the doggo. Good boy. Alright. Yeah, this feels good. Here we go. Trophy room, music room, planetarium. Well, if I go music room, we lose the ability to draft these. I'm not too fussed. Let's go music room for the key. Prism key, right? And what is the other key? Just a normal one, isn't it? Yeah, just a normal one. And no additional items? No, no additional items. Lockpick. Drafting studio, gallery, wine cellar. We could go for the wine cellar. Just for the gems. I think we'll do that. I don't mind getting a dead end here because... Oh, and there's an item in here? Yeah, there's a coin. MCC XIII. MCC XIII. There's 100% something more in this room. And that just screams numeric core to me. But even if it is, how do I use it? Right? So M is 1,000. C is 100. So 2 C's would be 200? So 1,213. 1,213. Apologies, by the way, if you can hear Luna barking. I think Mrs. D20's just come home. I will quickly push my door. One moment. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on. We want to go... It's funny hearing the dogs bark after just hearing Luna bark. Sorry, we want to build the power hammer. Let's do that. Battery pack, sledgehammer, broken lever, power hammer. Nice. And we can put that in code check if need be. Which I'm half tempted to do, to be honest with you. Because I think it's harder for me to get this than it is to get the crown. So, power hammer. Can I make anything else? Shovel. Have I made shovel and metal detector before? Magnifying glass. Of course, burning glass. Oh! Let's do that. Let's make burning glass. And I think we'll put that in storage. I think we'll put that in code check at the end of today. Because power hammer's use is seemingly limited in the fact that, like, we only need it now for the tunnel and the greenhouse, right? So if we get burning glass, that at the very least allows us to go into the tomb with it. Yeah. Yeah. God, this is going so well. I'm just so happy. Right. So let's go back over to the library. Get the magnifying glass. Wait. You fool. Okay. Listen. I thought, like, when I did it, in the back of my mind, I thought, this is wrong. You've forgotten something. Shit. Come on. Oh, God. Never mind. Sorry, guys. What a faux pas. We can always rent it out again. It's not the worst situation to be in. While we're running down here, I'm going to have a sip of my likely warmer than lukewarm iced coffee. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, it's still lukewarm. How disappointing. Right, here goes. Boom! What's gonna be... No. I was gonna say I'm gonna guess there'll be a room 8 door. Shit! God! Oh, we haven't got boiler room. I had a feeling we'd get another one of these red doors. Did not expect it to be in the tunnel, of all places. This whole thing is just... I love it, but my God, it's frustrating, isn't it? Right. So we're going to go through to the foundation with the key card. Do I have any more uses of the burning glass? Quickly check. Burning glass, burning glass, burning glass. Did I go past it? Yeah. Burn the book in the secret passage. Burn the book. Oh, we haven't done that in the library. I'll try that next. Candles in the tomb. Candles in the throne room. Okay. Oh, this is going to be so good. If we can get tomb tomorrow with the burning glass and the hint that we've received from the 8 realms puzzle, oh, we're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. The bank of success. Do I have anything to do down here? No. Do I want to open room 46? Maybe. I'm not gonna bother with the run because we may very well... I need to press the button. We may very well draft throne room, which would then mean we don't have to worry about it. So, but again, what a great couple of days. So if that is indeed the stone, heavy is the crown, deadly is the stone, ready is the throne. What is what I'm missing? Steady is the scepter, I think it is. We don't know where the scepter is. That's the only last remaining puzzle piece. If I had to guess, it's probably that box in the treasure trove, considering it is plastered with Arindan seals. Let's go here to get the dead end first. Use. We are close to getting some blue memos, by the way. That's like on the cusp. Freezer. I'll go security. It's a shit place to put it, but we can then make security rooms more likely to happen. And we can do a last minute sort of Hail Mary for a lab experiment. So security level high, go back to security menu, and then we want to connect over to lab. I know, again, I know they did a quality of life pass, but I wish they would speed up some of these animations because connecting to the terminal, let's just count. How long is it? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like that's 6 to 7 seconds of my life and your life that we're never going to get back. Here we go. It's between lockpicking skills and the allowance. What do I really need gold for anymore? We've bought blue tents. We've brought out the showroom. We get about 50 gold a day anyway. I think set dice to 2. I think we'll do that. Just to help me get the ladyship's chamber. Plus the office, which we still don't have. So, yeah, we'll try and do it that way. I do need to be careful with my steps as well. That's something that I'm historically bad at keeping track of. I just assume that we've always got loads. Let's go commissary. We've got plenty of gold. Let's see what we can buy. We've got a lot of items, so I'm curious to see what they're selling. Nothing, really. Set of gems. Gem, banana, banana, banana. Gem, key. Should we just buy this out? We've got no use of the coins. Key, key. There we go. That feels good. There's the office. Perfect. Now, I'll double check just in case I've made a faux pas. What am I looking for? Oh, loose ends. It's here. Fool. Right. So we've got the nook. We've not got the chapel yet. That's crazy, isn't it? Oh, is it because of the banner of the king? Like, look how many blue... Oh! We've just drafted a blue room on the 8th rank. We're going to get a blue memo. We haven't got chapel. And we haven't got her ladyship's chamber. Oh, God. Has the banner of the king screwed me over here? Alright, where is this memo? Is it in here? No. Well, how did it describe them? A hidden blue memo. Oh god, how much sleuthing am I going to have to do to find it? This is when it's like right in my face and you're all like screaming. Is it in here? No. Alright, join me as I look around the room. We're looking... I'm definitely on the 8th rank, right? Yeah, 9, 8. Have been... Each blue room you draft on the 8th rank will contain a hidden blue memo. Okay, well, it's got to be somewhere you can click it, right? It wouldn't be like... Maybe you don't have to click. Maybe you just look at it. Oh! The king can castle by swapping with another... That's what I'm doing! Oh my god! Oh, sorry about the outburst there. Sorry. A more demure response would have been, oh, that's rather interesting. That will come in handy. Oh, yes. Yes. Castle. Oh, I can't tell you how good it feels to be on the right track. Alright. The king can castle. Let me type that. The king can castle by swapping with another piece. The question is, are we doing it with the bishop or are we doing it with the rook? Maybe we'll get an answer in the next room. Oh, we're just getting blue, blue, and more blue. Yes. Okay, I think we're going to go with... I do like the opportunity to use Chamber of Mirrors here, but I wouldn't really be able to do much with it. Let's redraw. I'm tempted by the Electric Eel Aquarium. Just because it's such a weird blue room. And I doubt I'll draft it this late ever again. Let's go Electric Eel Aquarium. Now, where's the memo in here? It's hidden. It's hidden. So is it like on a wall up here? Is it in the doorway? Is it behind the door? Is it under here? Okay, let's see. Is it in here maybe? No, not in there. Not in there. Not in there. Not in here. Not in there. Maybe there isn't one in here because it's not deemed a blue room. It's deemed... Well, it's one of everything, right? Oh! This tank contains a red herring. This tank has a red herring? This tank contains a red herring. What? What do you mean? This tank contains a red herring. The number of washing machines? Oh! That there? Holy shit, is that new? I can already hear Maslar typing, no, that's one of the things you've been missing for the past 20 episodes. Shush. Shush. That might be it, because we've never seen that. I'm making a note of that. Hold on. Getting a picture. If we draft laundry today, we can check. Red herring laundry. Okay. God, I love this, guys. If every blue room is going to have a unique blue memo, let me make a note of that, actually, in... Where was I doing it? Blue tents? Did I make a blue tents? Okay, so we've done aquarium. How do I make this a checklist? Task list. There we go. Aquarium and office are done. I don't know how to tick that. How do I tick these? Like that? I don't know. Normally you can just click it in Obsidian. Right, let's go up here. I know we're not going to get a blue memo, but we're going to go up here nonetheless. I'm tempted to re-roll to try and get a gem room. Study is nice to help us get her ladyship's chamber. Let's do study. And we'll take that. And there's nothing there. And we'll take that. Okay. So that will help us, I think, massively moving forwards. So now we want to go through Foundation and to the other side. It's looking unlikely that we're going to be able to draft her ladyships. Or even Chapel, just considering how this is going. Trophy room, utility closet, pantry. We need to redraw. We'll do the dice. Drafting studio does what we need it to do. It's also a very interesting blue room, so we'll go for that. That gets us a dice, 2 dice. There we go, experiment successful. So, ooh, Apple. Where is the blue memo in here? God, this in and of itself is like a challenge. Okay, I've clearly looked at it because I've just done a 360 of the entire room. Is it in here? Is it like, do I need to zoom in maybe? It's not down there. Sometimes it is in plain sight. What if it's inside the book? No. That would have been good though. You gotta admit, that would have been a good hiding place. Is it underneath? No. Wait, I'm on the... Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not on... Sorry. I forgot. Wasn't on the right rank. My bad. That's so embarrassing. Okay. Lab, pool, mail room. The pool is fine for the doors it offers. I love how we've nearly only drafted blue. That feels really, really fun, actually. I wonder if there's something special for doing only blue rooms. Because maybe that's like the ultimate blueprints manner, right? Like I've made everything blue. Lockpick? Nice. Okay. We want this to go left and right. We really, really, really want to be able to explore all of this rank. So let's redraw. Redraw again. Pump room kind of does what we need though, because we can still access this, and then presumably if this is a T-shape, we can go north. Let's do pump room. And the blue memo is somewhere on the back of the tank. No. Is it on this pipe? No. Definitely on the right rank, yeah. Figured I'd check before we have a repeat of the the drafting room. Not a drafting room, drafting studio, sorry. Blue memo, where are you? Are you on this tank? I feel like I need to stand still and just like process my surroundings. Was it on any of these pumps? Not that I can see. Oh God. Again, this is when you guys who have played the game and know where it is are probably like, look left, look right. It's right in front of you. Oh, there it is. The massive reservoir below Mount Holly receives a natural filtration from the continuous flow of fresh water from 2 neighboring underground springs before making its dramatic exit via a waterfall on the south-facing cliff. This is a very strange blue note. Okay. Let's, maybe I should have one for blue... Oh, sorry, I can't see. Blue memos. And I'll write where they're from. So that's pump room. And I'll move the other ones over later. Right. Another blue room, please. Trophy room. I'd love gallery, you know. Lab as well. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think trophy room could be fun. It's a very expensive room, right? Let's go trophy room. Okay, don't forget, they're hidden. They're hidden. Hidden. Are you underneath anything? This is so fun. Like, legitimately, I'm having such a fun time with this. It's not on the globe. It's not on the mantelpiece. Is it around the corner? No. Is it on the other corner? No. Definitely on the right rank, yes. Looking at... Oh, there it is. There were a total of 8 gems removed from the ruby crown of Orinda Ares. There were a total of 8 gems removed from the crown of Orinda Ares. I think I mean how important the number 8 is. So let's take you, put you over here. And that is from the trophy room. And then if I go back to quest log, I'll mark in here pump room trophy room. I'll try and figure out how to deal with that because it's yeah. Total of 8 gems removed from the ruby crown of Orinda Ares. 8 gems removed from the crown of Orinda Ares. That makes me want to check our crown. The crown of the Blue Prince. Is that the actual crown of Orinda Ares? That'd be crazy, no? Clock tower, boudoir, sauna. We want this to be T-shaped. It has to be. For me to have an opportunity to maybe get her ladyships, we need this to be T. I don't think we're going to get it. Chapel! Get in! Come on! Okay, if we get her ladyship's chamber now, we are in a position to go and do some chess. Alright, let's do Northwood first. Lab, garage. Oh, I've got to, right? It's got to be garage. Does it though? Gallery could be cool. Oh, I'm so torn. Let's do... Oh, I don't know. Gallery. Gallery. Right, hidden memo. Is it in a painting? Is it in the box? No. Alright, let me grab these. Then we'll look again. Painting. Text. Painting, text. Is it underneath something? Definitely on the right rank? Yeah. Just gotta double check now after my earlier faux pas. Is it under a bench? No. 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 Alright, check the text. Check the text. Nope. Nope. Just gonna scan each section. Nope. Yeah, nope. Nope. And nope. So it's got to be in the middle. I hate this. I know I said I love it. I hate it now. Blue room. Definitely a blueprint. And we're definitely on the 8th rank. Oh, God. Back of the door? No. Definitely not on any of the paintings. I feel like I'm having a breakdown. Where is it? When I see it, I'm going to kick myself. And I want you guys to kick me too. Is underneath one of these? No. I'm actually losing my mind. Where the hell is it? Where's the blue memo? Game! Is it in there and I've just missed it? No! Where is it? I'm gonna open this door. Maybe it's on the other side of the door. Maybe you've got to do it like this. I'm sweating now. Why can't I find it? Clock tower, observatory, freezer. I don't want to take observatory because that puts us at 50, and I don't want to go up to 50. Let's redraw. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Sauna, I guess, makes sense. Some coins. This is a room that I also don't really spend a lot of time in. Right. I'll be honest. This is probably the closest I've come to wanting permission to Google. Because I am... Really, this is harder than the puzzle. Oh, wait, is that it? No. Where is it? Is there not one in here? There probably is, and I'm just... Shit. Okay, check all of the text. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes of this episode is going to be spent in here. Oh! The titles are synonyms. I'm not even taking a picture of it. I'm so pissed off. I'm so annoyed. Let's just lockpick. I can't even lockpick. Right. Do I want to re-roll here for her ladyships? Yeah, because then we... No, yeah, let's just re-roll here. Oh, secret passage! Secret passage into bedroom. Come on. Get in. And we can re-roll. There it is! Okay, I think we've got them all. And a telescope? Ooh la la. Okay, I think we've got every single chess piece required. So, let me just consult. Power hammer, telescope, key 8, shovel, key card, crown of the blueprints. Right, crown of the blueprints. The former ruby crown... Of course, I had a feeling it was, and I wondered why. The former ruby crown of Orinda Ares, recently set with freshly cut sapphires. So why is that relevant here, then? There are a total of 8 gems removed from the ruby crown of Orinda Ares. There are a total of 8 gems removed from the ruby crown of Orinda Ares. Why does 8 gems... Is it because we get... is it because those are the gems we get from Trophy Room? I'm out here, like, puzzling something which isn't a puzzle. Sorry, guys. That's fine, I think. So let's go back to the chess area. Am I doing this in the right order? I think so. We want to go back to chess. Hold on, bear with me. We've definitely got everything before I make a complete fool of myself. Quest log? No, it's under loose ends. Right. Okay. So, Nook and Vault. We've got Nook, right? Reading Nook. Yeah, we've got the Nook. Bishop Chapel, done that. Pawn Den, got that. Right, we've got Den. Yeah, bottom left. Her ladyships, yes. Office, yes. Observatory, security. We built security earlier. Oh my god, it's happening. It is happening. Let's do it. Oh, wait. Yes, we have to. I need to drop off an item, don't I, at the coat check. I want to go drop off the burning glass. I think that makes the most sense. Right. I've got a decision to make. Do we move into the bishop's space, or do we move to where the rook is? Do we click the rook, or do we click the bishop? That's the dilemma. Are we going to move? Because the thing is, the bishop isn't in an empty space. The bishop is occupying the space it's in. And if I move to the bishop... Hold on, wait. Where am I going? Code checks in there, right. If I move to the bishop, there's no interaction with the rook, which makes me think we should move to the rook and not to the bishop. Check item, burning glass. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Did I open that chest today? I don't think I did. It might have another interesting clue. Pink boxes marked with that always contain faults. Right, okay. I think we've already gotten the big hint from that chest, though. That the true treasure lies outside of here. Which led me to having it as the outer room. Right. I think we'll go with Rook. I think that's my final decision. But trust me when I say, if this ends up doing absolutely nothing, and it is Bishop, I'm not going to be pissed. I'll be mildly inconvenienced. like if we can solve this right here, right now, at the end of today, like that would just feel so good for me. Because the time IRL right now is 23 past 5. So I'm going to be going down and getting some dinner soon. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Mrs. D20 and I, we're going to try and really, really be healthy. Not that we're like gluttonous people, but we definitely we like a treat, like a sweet treat on occasion. So we're going to try and be good. We're going to not dieting, but we're going to try and just eat healthy. And tonight we're ordering takeaway. Might be a pizza, and it'll be like, that's it, like cold turkey. So if I can have a good episode and then go downstairs, see my wife, and have a big old pizza delivered, I'm going to be so happy. So let's see if we can make that happen. We want to do... Was it porn down here? Yep. We do... Night there or night here? Night there? No, night was there. Sorry. There we go. It's Rook in the Nook. Bishop in the chapel. You're there with the queen, and the king is... Where did I build office? Was it here? Oh, it was 8, wasn't it? Yes, okay. So here's the decision. We currently have the power of the king. Do I open up? I think I've still got the opera tab open. Yes, hold on. It's still open from earlier. So, do we move to the rook, or do we move to the bishop? Okay. Another big component against the bishop is surely it would also work with the knight. Right? But then why is the knight so far away in the game? Like, if you have a look, there you go. The knight's there. So do I go knight as well? Do both of them work? But I'm talking myself into the rook. But if you look at the where would I have put it? Did I put it in here? Oh god, where have I put the memo? Maybe at the bottom of quest log? What the hell have I done? Oh, I think I put it in castle. Castle puzzle. The king can castle by swapping with another piece. Right? I mean, I was going to say, if it said only one piece, that would make me think rook, as opposed to... I think we just pull it off. And by pull it off, I mean pulled off the bandage, the band-aid. Let's do it. I mean, I'm getting nervous for this. We can do this again like every day, but it's just if this is wrong, I'll be sad, and I don't want to be sad. So bishop or rook? I think we're gonna go rook. Please, Dogu Bomb. Go. You've accepted resilience of the rook. You may give up this power by returning to this chamber on any future day and unlocking the pieces again. Wait a second! Oh, come on! Oh my god! Oh my god! Secret tunnel? And a secret footstep? Oh my... Get me over there right now. Go, 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 go. Oh, guys, this... I thought it was going to be like a little nook with like an item in, maybe. Oh, where are we going? Okay. Let me have a quick sip of my lukewarm iced coffee. Yeah, that's definitely warm. All right, here we go. I've got like goosebumps now. I was gonna say how sad, but no, I think it's a testament to just how satisfying this game is. Oh, is this gonna take me to the castle? Oh. Come on in. Okay. Is this a... Oh, they've got a shit ton of more Ajay boxes, but what is this? Oh! Is this like the tomb of him? And is he like Erindan royalty? Who are you? Are you what's his name? The guy who... Oh, sorry. This should be like a really intense moment. Are you Tiskin? Maybe? And am I gonna find your skeleton in here with the scepter? Oh, guys. Okay, hold on. We need to do some of these puzzles, right? Let's do some of these. Oh god, now I've got to remember them all. So we want to get black. We need 2 blacks at the bottom. How does pink work? Does pink... Oh, pink rotates what's around it. Right. So if I do that... Hold on. So if I then do... that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Hold on. There's method to the madness. There we go. Come on. Look at me. Oh! In Ares' court, where the king no lays. Oh, what do you mean? In Ares' court where the king now lays. Is this the king's tomb? Oh, hold on. Let's grab a little picture of you and put you in the notes. Wasn't it today that I said, how does this game just keep getting better? Like there's more and more things. Where the hell do I put you? Let's put you with the castle stuff. Castle puzzle. Right, hold on. What do I want to do here? We're in unknown. Unknown. The underground. In Ares' court where the king now lays. Are each of these going to have a clue? So does it spell out a sentence? Right. How do oranges work again? I do not remember how oranges work. Oh, it becomes... Right, okay. I think we can do it with this. Yeah, I think this is doable. Probably not as... Can I not switch? Oh, because purple go down? I thought purple were the ones that rotate. Okay, shit. I forgot. Sorry. Right. So... we've got to do that. That doesn't make it black? I would have sworn that would have made it black. So I need... Okay. Or is it the greys I'm getting confused with here? We could do that. And then that. That doesn't do it either, really. Shit. Okay. This might be a bit of a pickle for me. I would need a black one in the middle. So let's get a black along there. That doesn't make it. So it's got to be... It needs to be adjacent then. So that would do it. But then how do I get a black in the top row? I don't know how to do this. Let's come back to that one in a second. Let me just play around the other ones. What does pink do? Oh, pink is the spin. Right. Okay. So we want to spin you into a position where you can become black. Orange. Okay, no. So orange becomes its nearest neighbor. Purple goes down. So if I were to do that, I can then do that, and then that rotates. Yes. Okay, and then we want to rotate enough that there's 2 black bordering the orange, which should be possible. That makes it go down. So that should now become black. Yes. Then I can spin to there. That will want to go down. Move that along. So that then puts a black up there. There we go. God, guys, come on. Right. Will a youth approach with empty arms? Okay. Will a youth approach with empty arms? Will a youth approach with empty arms? Okay, I want to go back to this one now. I feel like we've got to be able to do this. So, greys are bullshit. They do nothing. Oranges become what's next to them. So I think the play is this, right? And then we find a way. But how, I can't. Do I need to put black up top? Is that it? Is that the solution? But how do I then get this to go up? No, this does work. This does work. Sorry. I'm seeing it now. So we make that one. Oh, hold on. I think I need this to stay there. So that I can make you black. You then become black. Ah, there we go. Ah, there we go. On the sacred hour that time... On the sacred hour, that time-worn phrase. On that sacred hour, that time-worn phrase. Time-worn phrase? Hello? So I'll put this in between, because I think that's the order, right? In the Ares court where the king now lays, on the sacred hour, that time-worn phrase, will a youth approach with empty arms? And if this is in order, I'm going to guess that this will rhyme slightly. Yellow go up. Yellow go up. Right. So, let's make a yellow go right to the top. Was that a smart idea? Probably not. This should make it black. Yep, okay. We're rolling here. We then want to do that. That. No! I misclicked. Shit. Hold on. Go again. So, yellow go up. Move you, black. Then we want you to go up 1. But I need you to become black. How do I get that to happen? This needs to be black here. So yellow has to swap there. That now becomes black. There we go. Get in. Okay, what's this? Without gifts, nor gold, nor mannered charms. Which rhymes with arms. Okay. So what I'm reading here is we need to come here with no money, no gems, no items at 1:30. Without gifts, nor gold, nor mannered charms. Okay. Mannered charms. Gifts, nor gold, nor mannered charms. God, so if that includes all of our material objects, how do we get rid of the gems? I guess just draft a room, right, for 2 gems? Right, and then we'll go... Do I want to go that way or that way? Let's go this way. Right, so pink is the swapping one. Green is the bouncy one. Pink is the rotating one. Right, so we want that to be next to black. Done. We then need this to be next to 2 black, which is doable by doing this, 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 that. And then this and this. Nope. Sorry, hold on. That, then that. There we go. Woo! And in sky above, a brilliant sign. I don't know if this is next in the order or if this is the final part of this riddle. And in sky above, a brilliant sign. Constellation? Constellation? What's this one? Purple goes down. Right. Purple goes down. Orange becomes the nearest neighbor. Green bounces. So let's get that to bounce up an orange. Then do that. Then do that. Make that black. Make that black. Okay. So we can get the 2 along the bottom. Purple. What does purple do? Goes down. Perfect. God, look, we're really getting a hang of this. A sullen cross as 5 stars align. Okay. What one's that? Southern Cross? Up. Southern. Sullen. It was in the name. Right. A sullen cross as 5 stars align. Southern Cross. Okay. Next one. I'm loving these puzzles. So green bounces. Orange becomes nearest neighbor. So we want to do that. Sorry, no. We want to then do that. No, sorry. I need to bounce you. How do I do this? Purple goes down, doesn't it? Purple goes down. And green bounces opposite. Alright, hold on. This feels like a tricky one. Maybe it's not, and I'm just overthinking it. So by doing that, we have 1 neighbor that's black, 1 that's green. Purple. What does purple do again? My brain's gone. All my juices are running out my ears right now. Purple is... It goes down, doesn't it? Yes. Purple goes down. Sorry. So I can make this orange purple, which I need to do, then bounce it back, then put black at the top, then that to make that black, that to make that black, bounce that black down, bounce there. Sorry, no. No, what am I doing here? Bounce there. No, that was right. We do want to have purple up there. So, no, we don't. We don't want purple down there. I want to do that. I need one of you down here. Why am I struggling to figure out how to do that? How do I get you to come down? could do that. Sorry. That goes there. Bounce you. I think I need to pull one of these blacks up. Then we bounce. Then we do that. There we go. Oh, thank God. A patient figure, a reckoning great. Oh, God. All of the ones I've had so far, I can kind of get. A patient figure, a reckoning great. Patient figure, a reckoning great. Great? A reckoning great? 8? Because 8's an important number. A patient figure, a reckoning great. That's lost on me. All of these feel fairly self-explanatory, but a patient figure, a reckoning great? Nope. Nope. What does yellow do? Yellow, what do you do? I don't know what you do. Help me understand what you do. I don't know what yellow does. Ah, shit. What does yellow do? Oh, does yellow go... we might know what this is. I think yellow might be the one that goes... sorry, do that, do that. Do that, do that, do that. I think yellow goes up. Yes! Okay. So... bounce you back. Put you up there. Bounce you to there. Do that. Bounce you to there. How do I do this one? So put you up there, but I've got this on the wrong level. How do I get you into the top corner? Why am I struggling with this one? If I bounce you up there... the only way to get a black one at the top now is like that. And then I would do this. Bounce. Bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. There we go. Oh, we got there. Okay. The black key is lying with the last king of 8. The black key is lying with the last king of 8. Right. The black key. I'm gonna guess that's what we need for the treasure trove. And that must be where the scepter is. Has to be. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it's all signs point to that, right? The black key is lying with the last king of 8. A patient figure, a reckoning great. So let me try and figure this out underneath. Solution. Scroll back up. In Ares Court, where the king now lays. So we've got Cloak, Court, and what was the other one? Cloak, Court, and Castle. Which we needed Castle to get here. So if this is Court, where does Cloak come in? If we're in Ares Court now, and we did Castle to get here, where the hell does Cloak come into the mix? In Ares Court, where the king now lays on the sacred owl, that time one phrase. Okay, hold on. In Ares Court, unknown underground, at the sacred hour 1:30. Scroll back up, scroll back up, scroll back up, scroll back up. Sacred hour. That time-worn phrase, will a youth approach with empty arms? Without, so no arms, gifts, gold, or mana charms. A youth will approach Simon with no gold, charms, or arms. So, no items, no currencies? The charms might be referring to, tomb blessings. The charms might be referring to tomb blessings. And in the sky above a brilliant sign, a sullen cross as 5 stars align. A sullen cross as 5 stars align. Southern Cross. A patient figure, a reckoning great. The black key is lying with the last king of 8. A patient figure, a reckoning great. No idea. The black key is lying with the last king of 8. Black key for the black chest in the outside treasure trove? I'm feeling pretty confident in that. We've seen no key that looks like it would open it, and being here with a tomb with the Arindan crest emblazoned upon it, supposedly, I'm guessing it's this king here, the last king of 8. So were there 8 kings? Oh, hold on. Maybe finding out who this is will be important. The last king of 8. Is that who is buried here? Who was the last king of 8? King. King Tiskin. King Tiskin. Sorry, go back down. King Tiskin? / Teskin? I don't know if there's something in the spelling of Tiskin and Teskin. The fact that we've had both it's throwing me off a little bit. This is incredible. Can I just say that again? This is incredible. The pizza that we're ordering tonight is going to be the most delicious pizza I've had in my entire life. I can't tell you the satisfaction I'm feeling right now from having done this. I feel incredible. Unstoppable. Unbreakable. What an amazing game. I'm serious. Like, I want more of this. I don't often play puzzle games. I like puzzles, don't get me wrong, but puzzle games? Not something I dabble in. Between the blue memos we received today up on the 8th rank, I was going to show you my King Blessing. We'll definitely take that again, by the way. The King Blessing, which allowed us to pick the sort of color rooms we want to see, it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So how do is this something we can just do? So at 1:30 with nothing on us, the Southern Cross active, this is what throws me. We can try this and see if this is irrelevant. I'm doubting it, but we can come down here after doing these. A patient figure, a reckoning great. Patient figure. Figure 8, reckoning 8. Do we need the 8 key? But it says, come here with no items. With empty arms, gifts or gold. So gems or gold. Or mannered charms. Keys? I don't know. But I wonder if the room 8 key has a role to play. A reckoning great. Patient figure 8. I don't know if me saying it with an American accent helps. Guys, thank you very much for watching this episode. I love this game so much. Thank you for watching the series, by the way. When I started playing this, I didn't imagine it would last upwards of 30 episodes. I thought 10 at most. So if you have been one of the few who have watched every single one and you've enjoyed this journey, thank you so much for keeping me company and for enjoying this playthrough with me. Not to get all sad and emotional about it, but I'm an only child, and growing up I don't know, I always wanted someone to watch me just play a game. Not out of vanity, but just to share an experience with someone. I don't think I've ever been out here at nighttime. Oh, the wind howling as well. That's lovely. Yeah, sorry to finish my train of thought. Just to share an experience with someone and to be able to talk about what I'm doing with people. It's something I always wanted to do, but yeah, again, only child. So most of the time it would be me begging a parent to come and have a look at the cool thing I did. So thank you for fulfilling a childhood dream of you watching this and enjoying the ride. I am very excited for tomorrow, and I feel like that another testament to this game. How many times have I said, oh, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow? I'll tell you, quite a few times. Just the game's great. God, I love this so much. But yeah, I think I'm done. I'll quickly look at this again, just to double check. Sauna, some more steps, that'll be nice. We're going to lose the power hammer. That's largely fine. We didn't get boiler room, did we? No. Had we done boiler room, we could have gone into the tunnel. All right, never mind. Guys, call it a day. Let's do it. Thank you very much again for enjoying this with me. We'll be back in the next episode with, well, whatever the hell happens. What is this? Architect's Hunting Lodge? I've never seen this down here. Oh, because we did the trophy room and the kennel. And 6 drafting rooms. Wow. That's cool. Right. Guys, love you all. I'll see you in the next one. Fairly well.